Okay, we are recording and welcome to our Dream Team Sneak Peek. On this call, we're hoping to give you an inside look into what the Dream Team is about, what we do as coaches, how we make money as coaches, maybe clear up some misconceptions for you, and just help you to get a deeper understanding of what our team is all about. Before we go into our different topics we're going to talk about, the other ladies, the other Dream Team ladies and I, we're chugging Energize. So if we're all over the place, it's because we've had our Energize tonight to help keep us up. But before we get into our different topics, the other ladies and I are going to kind of explain just in a few minutes what coaching means to us. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with what coaching means to me. And for me, coaching means freedom. That's the best word that I have for coaching. And if you follow me on social media, you know my big terminology that for freedom is because I got to leave my teaching career because my Beachbody income supplemented my teaching income. So now I have all the freedom in the world. However, before that, it was little things that I was seeing freedom in. I was able to afford a house cleaner, so I had the freedom on Sunday to play with my kids instead of cleaning my house. I had the freedom of a healthier lifestyle, so I was able to run in the backyard with my kids and not be the mom that said, not now, all of the time. So even before I got to where I am now, where I was able to leave my teaching career and do this full time, and now I'm able to take my kids to school, I'm able to pick them up. Tomorrow I'm volunteering all day. I have that freedom, but there were little things that it allowed me to do along the way too as I was growing my business. So I am going to go ahead and hand it over to Sarah Morris and let her talk to you about what this business means to her.
Hey, Megan, I wasn't expecting this order, so this is totally thanks. Hey, I'm Sarah Morris, and I have been a coach for less than a year. It's coming up on a year, though, already, which is crazy. It'll be January, I guess. Mm-hmm. But anyway, this coaching opportunity has been a surprise to me. Like, this wasn't something I ever thought I needed or was looking for. But once I opened my mind to it and realized the opportunity that was there, not just from a financial aspect, but from the support that I got from these friends, the ladies that are all going to speak tonight, they're like my best friends. I share lots of turmoil with them. I share my celebrations with them, and these friendships is something that I didn't know I needed. And now that I have it, it's incredible, but, I think that aspect of it has been the most surprising thing for me, but also financially, the opportunity to, I just posted today, we're doing all these home improvements that we weren't going to put off. It was like vacations or home improvements. One or the other. And we knew we'd eventually get to all of them. It was just in our budget years out, because I'm an accountant and I do 10-year budgets. I'm crazy like that. And, but we're doing landscaping. We're still going on the vacations. So it's not like we are having to choose what we're doing. So that has been such an awesome thing for us. And so I guess freedom too is part of that too. But just the friendships in the group, that was such an unexpected thing for me, and I'm so grateful for it. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's now move over to Lisa. I'm just going the order I see you girls in my screen.
Hey, I'm Lisa Cook, and I have been a coach for a little over a year now. And what coaching has meant to me is discovering my true self. It's something that I didn't really even realize that I was missing, but it turns out through coaching and through things that have been introduced to me through personal development and through the opportunity to know all of these wonderful people that I work with every day. There was a lot of me that had been kind of buried and hidden and just pushed to the side. And so the self-discovery has been the biggest benefit that I have received through the coaching opportunity. I love everything about it, especially helping other people achieve their true self. But I absolutely had no idea and never expected to have such a huge self-discovery. So that has been really my biggest benefit from it.
Perfect. I love that. And if you're just jumping on the call, the coaches that are leading the call, we're just kind of taking a few minutes to talk about what coaching means to us. And I'm going to turn it over to Lindsay now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lindsay Rort, and I started coaching after I made the decision to stay at home with my son. And I had been teaching, and I was an elementary school teacher for 8 years prior to that. So, gosh, there are so many words that come to mind on what coaching means to me. But much like Lisa, being able to discover myself was something there. And I'll add to that, being able to build confidence in who I am and being able to share that with everyone. So confidence is something that I have gained, not just in the traditional sense of like a confident woman, like walking with her head high, but more so in saying, I can share my story and be open with people, and they will respond in a positive way, where in the past I was fearful. I was fearful to open up. I was fearful to really let my true self show or shine. Even speaking on a call like tonight, it was something that I was really intimidated to do a lot of times because I was in the comparison game of comparing myself with others and where they were on their journey, right? And coaching has allowed me to just open up to others and become confident in sharing my story and being who I really want to be and not feeling shame or guilt about any of those things. So, again, I could go on and on and on, but I get to share a little bit about the community here, so I'll stop there.
Perfect. Thank you, ladies. Okay, we are going to go ahead and jump in to the content of our call. And like I said, kind of telling you all the different areas that we're wanting to explain a little bit more about. So we are going to start with Lisa, and Lisa is going to share with you the different types of coaches that we have on our team.
Okay, so there are basically 3 types of coaches, and what most of us started out as is first a challenger for the most part, just participating in a challenge group or being familiar with the products, and then we discovered that we loved the products, and we became what is called a discount coach. It's kind of a discount coach / VIP customer, basically. You get to be considered a coach on the team and get to be a part of the coaching groups and be exposed to different types of events that we might have that I think Sarah's going to talk about later. But also you get a 25% discount on everything that you buy through Beachbody, which is like your Shakeology, any performance products. They have apparel. They have lots of other things too. And so you get a 25% discount on all of that. Plus you get discounted shipping, which is a pretty big deal because you know how expensive shipping can be. So that helps a lot too. And as a discount coach, you don't have any requirements as far as you have to buy a certain amount of product or you have to recruit a certain amount of people to continue to get your discount. You simply are a discount coach, and it's pretty basic. And so that's the first level of coaching. And so then the next level of coaching is a hobby coach, which is what many people move to, and probably all of us have moved to. And then you're kind of doing it on the side. And this hobby coach has a wide range of as far as how much time you invest, what your goals are in the business. But the main point is it's your business and you decide what your goals are. If you want to make enough money to pay for your own Shakeology every month, then that's what you set your goals as. if you want to make some extra money to hire a house cleaner every month, then that's where you set your goals. And your coach that you are under will help you with that as far as setting your goals and as far as how to achieve those goals. And then you may have a goal down the road as a career coach, which is the third type of coach, which is where Megan is now, because she has been able to leave her full-time career and make this her career. And Lindsay, she's a stay-at-home mom, and so this is her career too. And even though she's only been in the business for a year, she decided that was what was important for her family, for her to be able to stay at home. And so this, she teaches yoga and does other stuff too, but so there are different levels even of career coaches. So again, it's your business and you get to decide what level you want to be at. And so that's, just kind of in a nutshell, the three types of coaches. The other thing that I have on my agenda to speak about is just the challenge groups. So maybe most of you that are listening have been a part of a challenge group. If you haven't been, just, basically that's one of the main things that we as either hobby coaches or career coaches do is we run the challenge groups. And by doing the challenge groups, we help our clients get the results that they are looking for. Do their workouts, stay accountable, drink their Shakeology, set their goals, do their personal development too. We oftentimes, mix that in with our challenge groups. And that is really where the magic is. Like, that is where you get to know these people on a different level and you get to support them. And that's just where it all is really. And the real, unicorns and rainbows as far as the business goes, that's where it's at, is in the challenge groups. And luckily for us, Beachbody has made it super easy for us to set these challenge groups up, to run them through the app that they provide, to be able to really use the app in a way that is easy for us, that's easy for our challengers, that really helps to make it successful. So if you're not familiar with the challenge groups or the app, certainly the person that invited you tonight can talk to you some more about that. But just know that might sound intimidating, but it's really the most fun part of the job and what we're doing, and it really is very rewarding. So that's basically, in a nutshell, the types of coaches and the challenge groups.
Perfect. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing that. Just to kind of go back, my favorite part about this business is, like she said, you make your own goals. And I've never been a part of another MLM business, but from what I have heard, they have goals that are set that they have to make and they have to reach and they have to, whatever it may be. You make your own goal. You decide what type of a coach you want to be. You decide what your goals are each month. You work with your coach and you talk about what you want out of this business, but you make your own goals. And I think that's the best part of this business, is that it's all up to you. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to Lindsay now, who is going to talk about our team culture, which is my favorite topic to listen about.
All right. So team culture on our team specifically. So if you can consider any career field, right? You walk, for me as a former teacher, you walk into one school and the group of teachers kind of interact with one another in different ways. You might see in one school a teacher's lounge that's full of teachers talking and chatting at lunch every day. And you walk into a different school and the teachers don't even utilize the lounge. They're in their own classrooms doing their own thing. And it's kind of a culture that's created between coworkers, right? So for our team and our team culture, you might see coaches from other teams and they might come from a different culture. So let me tell you a little bit about how positive, influential, and inspiring our team is, because the reason that you're invited here tonight is that we think that you would mesh with the culture that has been created here. On the Dream Team, when you first enter the team, whether you are looking to run a business or not, If you're just looking for the discount even, you are invited in with open arms. One thing that I loved about me first starting on this team was that I never felt alone. I always felt really clear on what was possible for me, but I never felt like I was being pushed beyond where I wanted to be in my place here. So know that it not only is it welcoming, but it's also a culture that respects exactly where you are at in your journey. Not just your health and fitness journey, but your journey with your family, your journey with your other career, if you have another career and all that. And we're very respectful to say, okay, that's where you're at. Great. Here are a couple other coaches who are on the same track as you. We're going to kind of put you in a message strand together to do that. So you're welcomed with open arms, but you're also given opportunities to meet you right where you're at, right? And we share resources. We share resources like crazy. So when you first come in, it's a culture where you are always not only given opportunities like to take the reins when you want to take the reins and maybe want to run a challenge group. Or if you're just looking for more nutrition ideas for yourself personally and maybe one or two other friends, we have meal plans galore that are created by all the coaches within our team that we're happy to hand over to you. And those resources are on every single topic, not just health and fitness, but personal development and all of that, right? Speaking of personal development is a huge part of our team culture. We all practice it, and our mindsets, and I think you'll probably hear this in one way, shape, or form from every coach that you hear from tonight, is this, like, we do personal development, which also turns out to be professional development by reading books, listening to books, tapping into YouTube videos and all of that. And the energy that we get from all of these other people who are giving us positive influence and great ideas of how to move forward in any part of our journey, we share that with each other. And it, even just through encouragement of sending each other a text or something like that. So more than anything, the culture on this team is a culture of feeling like family. Not only are we best friends and like there's a huge sisterhood here. We have a couple guys on our team and they're brought into the sisterhood in their own way. And they feel comfortable too. But for the most part, I just want you to know that this is a tribe where you will be welcomed in and you will be embraced for who you are, where you're at. And just considering all of this, I really wanted to tap into one thing tonight that because of our team culture, I feel like pulls out the most in you. I was reading a book the other day that mentioned a country singer, for any country fans here, Brad Paisley. He credited one of his high school educators, music teachers, for telling him, Brad, you have a very special talent. You need to harness it in. And he said, I never believed in myself enough. And it was just one day after class where she said that to me that the light bulb went on and I wanted to go for it. And I knew that I could go as far as I wanted to go. And that's where the spark was, right? Michael Jordan, he was cut from his, I'm sure you've heard this story before, but just in case you haven't, he was cut from his high school basketball team. And that was the spark that he needed. But there were people along the way who encouraged him, right? So when you come into a team like this, not only do you have encouragers, but you have people who can see greatness within you, even when you don't see it in yourself. And for me, I mentioned confidence earlier, but everyone here who's already on our team has influenced me or impacted me in a positive way that I am forever grateful for. And I know that when I was teaching, although it was a very fulfilling job, I was always pouring into everyone else's cup. I had 24 students and 24 families and my family at home. And I was teaching and doing something I was passionate about, but I didn't have enough energy or enough personal development and other positive influences coming into my life daily to make it make my life really what it could be and to see all the potential that I had. So this culture will bring out the best in you. This culture will help you see your greatest strengths. We help each other acknowledge our weaknesses and we learn how to work on them. But more than anything, acknowledging our strengths makes it so we're not focusing on our weaknesses. And I think that's one thing that this team does, not only as coaches to our challengers, but we also provide that for each other. And who doesn't want to be part of that culture, right? And again, we would love to invite more people into this culture, because the more diversity that we have, the more stories and backgrounds that we have, it adds to it, and it makes us collectively as a group stronger. All right, so that's just tapping into a little bit of what this culture is, and how passionate this team is about helping others and helping each other within this small knit group.
Perfect. Thank you, Lindsay. I think sometimes people have a hard time believing how close we are and how well we get along, because we're women. And I don't know if you've been in a group of women, but there's fighting and there's this and there's she said that. And we've never had that. And I love that, because that's the type of team that I wanted. That's what I envisioned 5 years ago when I created this team, was that type of team. And that's what we have. We had a gal that was supposed to be helping us lead this call tonight, but she messaged us kind of last minute and said, I don't feel good. I don't think I can do this. And it was nothing. It was an, okay, we've got you covered. It's fine. You know, you take care of yourself. We always have each other's back all the time. So Bree was actually supposed to speak on this tonight, but I'm going to cover her portion, and that is the misconceptions of coaching. And I know when I started, I had a lot of misconceptions about what a Beachbody coach was. And I think a lot of it, and I kind of saw Sarah laughing there because she's heard me talk about one of these, but a lot of it I think is the name Beachbody. When you think of Beachbody, you think of someone with a beach body. And for me, I thought that you needed to be a blonde, thin beach or Baywatch girl to be a Beachbody coach. That's what I had in my head. And that was not me at all. And so I thought, I am not a Beachbody coach. I don't know what that means, but that is not me. So that was a big misconception I had, was the look. I thought you had to be blonde for whatever reason. But also that you have to be in top shape. The first trip that I earned as a Beachbody coach was just a few months into coaching. I earned a trip to Cancun. And I remember being terrified to go on that trip, because I had just started my own journey. Like, I was nowhere near in the shape to be on a bikini. And I just thought, everyone's going to have these abs and they're going to look amazing. And here I am showing up brand new to all of this. I haven't even completed my first program yet. What am I doing? And it was so refreshing to go there and to see everyone at all different parts of their journey. People that had just started just like I had, people that had been on their journey but fallen off track. I mean, I saw all types of bodies. I saw all types of people. I saw old people. I saw young people. I saw everybody, and it was just so nice to know that I didn't have to fit this specific mold to be a coach. I also had no experience in social media when I started. I used social media to share pictures of my kids with my father-in-law, who lived a few states over. That's all. That's all I used social media for. I had no clue how to use social media to build a business. But I learned. I dug in, my team helped me, and I learned how to do it. I worked. I had to work for it. But I learned how to do it, and I built a business that makes more than I would ever dream of making as a teacher. Also, a fitness expert. Like, I was a member of a gym, but I never went because I had 2 little kids at home and I didn't want to drag them out to the gym all the time. So I was not a fitness expert. I didn't know how to use the equipment in the gym. I was too scared to go into any of the classes. Now I actually am a fitness instructor at my local Y. So it's all a learning experience, but you don't have to come in as an expert. A nutritionist. I'm embarrassed to say where my nutrition was before I started Beachbody. I think Cheetos was my favorite food. That's what I did. I sat on the couch and I ate Cheetos. So I can't tell you the last time I've had a Cheeto now. And I'm still not a nutritionist, but these programs and this community has taught me so much about nutrition that I can now share with others. So I don't want you to feel like you have to be a nutritionist, like you have to be a fitness expert, like you have to be a certain body type or a certain age, There is no certain way that you have to be. You just have to have a passion for helping others and to be on your own journey. I also want to talk a little bit about time, how much time it takes. I kind of talked earlier after Lisa about my favorite part about coaching is that you can make your own goals. You also get to make your own business hours. If you want to work 15 minutes a day on your business, then you work 15 minutes a day. If you're really trying to grow a business, we recommend an hour. An hour a day is what we tell our coaches. If you're wanting to grow your business, you need to spend an hour a day. You can spend more than that. Now that I do it full time, I work a few hours a day on my business. So time is totally up to you. We have coaches that sit down and they work their hour right, from start to finish. We have coaches, I know Bree talks on this a lot, how she does pockets of time. She'll do 15 minutes before she goes to work, 15 minutes before she leaves work, 15 minutes at night before her kids go to bed. So it's all just when you can fit that into your schedule. And we've honestly found that the busiest men and women on our team are the most successful men and women on our team because they have learned how to manage their time. So that is all that I have on my topic, but I'm now going to switch it over to Sarah so she can tell you a little bit about how to make money. Our favorite topic that no one wants to talk about, that Sarah is perfect at it.
That's right. I'm the one that's left over at the end that gets to talk about the money. So obviously we're talking a lot about community and the support and just the rewarding aspect of being a coach. But there's also the business side to it, right? Which is important. That's part of why we do it. But I do want to say, like Lisa had mentioned, about each of us get to set our personal goals financially, where we want to be with this business. And we can work with our coaches to really determine what our path is to get there. But I will say this, that everything that everybody has said up to this point is what is going to make you the money. Like, that's where the financial part comes from. It's from leading with your heart. It's not from saying, I've got to make this certain amount this month. If you're leading with your heart, that is where you start to be rewarded financially, which I think is something that's so amazing about our business. That's how we're rewarded. And actually, I have this sitting here, and I know you can't see it, but I have a little diamond Post-it that actually Megan gave me when I became a diamond coach. And Grace, my daughter, wrote on it, "Mommy, love Grace. I love you. I'm so glad you're a diamond coach. I love you." Just this cute little thing. Like, I keep this here because she is proud of me, and I'm setting this example for my family. And how cool is that? That's like, she just knows that this is good, and it's a good thing for her mommy to do. So that is what I want you to remember before I start talking about boring numbers. But so like I said, you do have to lead from the heart, and know that this isn't a business where you get to just get somebody to be on your team and then you're done. You do need to make sure that you continue to have that relationship with people, and that it's about relationships and not about sales, because the financial part will come, but it's not an overnight thing. It's not something that is just going to fall into your lap and then you get to retire on the beach in 2 weeks or even a year. Okay, it's something that you continue to do. The top coaches, the top 10 coaches, I guarantee you they're adding new people to their teams every month. That's part of it. This isn't like a pyramid scheme type of thing, like an old school thought process. We continue to be very active in our business. But now down to the kind of the more numbers and figures part of it. So we are, as coaches, whenever someone purchases something from us, we get a 25% commission, which is pretty generous, right? So anything that somebody, a challenge pack, Beachbody On Demand, a nutritional supplement, we get 25%, which is pretty awesome. And then we always mention about how it only takes 3 people to pay for your own Shakeology. So if you have 3 customers, that is going to pay for your Shakeology. Anything beyond that becomes your extra income. which I think is pretty amazing. That's somewhat of a low threshold to be able to do that. And the other thing that I love is you don't have to invest anything else beyond what you're doing for yourself. You stay active as a coach by drinking your Shakeology, by doing your workouts, by doing the things you're already doing. You don't have to purchase an inventory. You don't even have to market. Beachbody does that for us. They have infomercials. They have, they have this great recognized brand that people respect and know about. We have these worldwide known trainers like Shaun T, Jillian Johnson, and Autumn Calabrese. They do all that for us. All we have to do is then share who we are. And so we don't have to invest money or time in inventory and marketing, which is awesome. As far as other types of income, we also have lots of bonus opportunities. We have things called team cycle bonuses. We have quarterly bonuses. Once you reach a certain rank, you start being eligible for quarterly bonuses. They actually just added at the diamond level a bonus. Don't know how, it was just like the last few quarters of the year to just say, hey, we're proud of what you're doing. So it's not like you have to be in the business for 10 years or even 2 years before you start getting those type of corporate benefits. And then once you do work for a while and you really start to build your team, you have some success on your team, these bonuses can be kind of crazy, like thousands and thousands of dollars quarterly. I mean, it's like, it's mind-blowing. There's a chart of like the maximum that you can earn as a coach. And it is no joke, you guys. Like, it's a lot of money, okay? But you do have to work for it. Like I said, it's not something that's going to fall into your lap. But what I think I want you to realize is that anything is possible. Whatever your goal is, it's possible. It's there. So if it's to pay off some bills, if it's college debt, college loan debt, if it's landscaping, like I'm doing home improvements, if it's to replace your current income, it's there. It's all possible. There are other non-cash opportunities that are really cool. We have SC incentives, which are Success Club incentives, which means if you do a certain amount of, I don't want to say sales, if you add a certain number of people to your team for the month, you get a bonus or incentive from the company as far as like backpacks or hats, or you get like invited to leadership webinars. Just really great things to develop your training and develop you on a personal development level. It's not always swag, which is cool. We all love swag and merch and stuff like that. You'll get free t-shirts, but you also get leadership training and things available to us just because we're helping other people, and it helps us become better coaches. The other thing that I love is the trip opportunities. Megan mentioned going to Cancun, like right after she became a coach. Recently, this past May, I think it was, the Success Club trip was Punta Cana. Next year it's Cancun again. So, you have to earn these, obviously, but by helping other people, you're earning trips to these amazing places with your sisters and your brothers. Like, it's so fun. There's also different types of conferences you can be invited to. There's a new leadership conference. There are higher level leadership conferences once you get into it. There's just so many ways to connect with people and continue to learn. Also, we have live events, quarterly events called Super Saturdays. And anybody can go to these. You don't have to be invited. You just have to be a coach status. And you can be a discount coach and you can come. You can be a working coach. And we do these every quarter. Usually we go to Indianapolis, but there are wonderful guests. This past time it was Carl Deichler, who, if you don't know, that's the CEO of Beachbody, actually came to Indy and spoke with us. Sometimes it's the trainers. Shaun T has been there before. But it's always a lot of fun. It's a great chance to just like connect with people that you talk with like this in our calls and get to know, and we talk with on Messenger and stuff, but we get to hang out. We go out to eat or whatever and just hang out. So that's really cool. And then the last thing that we have that's coming up in June is Summit. Every year we have an annual meeting where all the coaches come together for a long weekend, and it's in different cities, but it's kind of like the annual meeting for Beachbody. New products are introduced. You get to work out with super trainers. You get lots of new leadership training and just lots of really cool opportunities. And this year it's in Indy. It's in Indianapolis this year. It's been all over the country, and in 2018, it's home. It's here. Yeah, and I don't know. I'm not going to make the assumption everybody on the calls is from Indiana or local, but it's pretty exciting for us that are in Indiana. I think most of us on the call, or the leaders here, we've probably already bought our tickets and got our hotel rooms, and we're ready to go. So that's just really cool that to start out as a coach right now, you get to go to Summit, and it's right here. Like, that's such a cool thing. And it's totally doable and attainable. And anybody can do that. As a new coach also, if you are currently a customer and you convert to coach, you actually have the opportunity to have your Summit ticket paid for. Because if you invite 3 people to join you and they join you the first 3 months each that you're a coach, your Summit ticket's paid for. You don't have to, there's no registration for it. So that's a really cool goal. And I know a lot of new coaches want to make that happen, and that's a big incentive for them. Let's see what else. I think that's it. I think that's enough, right? There's a lot of really amazing things that happen. I don't want to go into all the crazy details of how the bonuses work and how the commissions work, but that's just kind of a good overview of all the opportunities that we have. Yeah.
That was perfect. That was perfect, Sarah. And I always give Sarah this topic because she's so good at this topic. And she came in asking me like a million questions about how the money works. And I'm like, I don't know, Sarah. I have no idea. Said, I help people, I share what I do, and I make money. And honestly, and that's the truth. Like, I'm not a numbers person. I just know that I drink my Shakeology and I share it. I work out and I share it. I share motivation and I help people along the way, and I lead with my heart. And because I do those things, I make money. And I may not be good at the logistics of it, but I know what it takes to make that money. And that's what it takes. You just have to be willing to help people and share your journey along the way. So I'm going to kind of wrap up our call now. Oh, and I kind of also want to go back to Sarah talking about the trips and the things like that. I think people have the misconception that I work on my business like all the time, all day, every day. I don't work on my job all day, every day at all, period. I have a very strict schedule of when I work on this business, and it's not going to overlap family time. It's just not. My kids and my husband come first, and they will always come first. So my business does not overtake my life. I work these hours, and I'm just consistent with what I do. And because of that, I have been able to match my teaching income. Because of that, I have now taken 4 trips out of the United States completely paid for by Beachbody. I've taken other trips in the United States, and I have lost track of how many those are that have also been covered by Beachbody. But I don't want you to think I've had this success because I've like worked nonstop and I don't see my kids, or, that's the farthest thing from the truth. Before I worked about an hour a day. Now that I do this full time, I work about 2 or 3 hours a day. But those are my limits. I'm not on my phone all the time. I have a strict boundaries with that. So I just want you to know that. But I also want to wrap this up by just saying, why not? Why not give this a try? That's kind of what my thoughts were whenever the opportunity was presented to me. Why not? Why not give it a try and just see what happens? What's the worst that can happen? I meet some awesome new friends, and at that time, I didn't even really realize I was going to meet some awesome new friends. I work on my own health and fitness journey, and I get my Shakeology at a discount. For me, that's my why not. Well, if anything, I'll get my Shakeology at a discount, so why not give it a try and see what happens? Never in my wildest dreams ever did I think my life would look like it does right now. And I'm reading a book right now, and I'm loving this book. And I took this quote out of the book. It says, change comes down to the courage you need to make a 5-second decision. You are one decision away from a completely different life. And that is so true. And I remember the moment that I made the decision to be a Beachbody coach. And I remember my husband saying, go for it. Why not? Whatever. If you don't like it, you can quit. So, but that little decision to give this a try has changed our life. I mean, completely changed our life. So why not? Why not give it a try? Why not go for it? Why not see if it's for you? But I'm going to end it with that. I'm going to encourage you to reach out to the coach that invited you here. Because I think it was Lindsay that said it. We don't just invite every person that we think we should invite or that we see to this call. We invite people that we think have potential as amazing coaches and that we think will fit in to our dream team, that have the same personalities as us, that will complement our team. So you were invited here for a reason, not just because we are trying to invite so many people. We only invite the people that we truly want to be a part of this team. So please reach out to your upline coach, have a conversation with them, and I really hope that I see you soon being introduced on our team page. Everybody have a great night, and if you have any questions, please feel free to message your coach and ask them. Bye, guys.